Happy lunch break, everybody. Welcome to episode 4, Lunch Break with Zane. I hope you enjoyed that little montage of making the old lunch break sandwich, which I've got right here. I'm so excited for this. I'm really hungry. I really want to get right into eating this because I'm starving. It's the same sandwich y'all saw just a minute ago, and then I've got myself today. I went with a little orange crush. The sandwich looks really good. Now, obviously, if I was making like this is the lunch break sandwich, right? I could have done anything. I could have been like, let's throw some crab legs on there. Let's throw some caviar, some goat milk. But no, lunch break is a working class thing. It's the working man's lunch break. CEOs don't get a lunch break. Their whole life's a lunch break. Billionaires, their whole life's a lunch break. They go and they have their little margaritas and their little lobster tails, and then they cut up about how they love overworking people and getting all their money. So lunch break, we're going with the lunch break sandwich is just the working class sandwich. We're doing some off-brand turkey, some off-brand ham, some off-brand cheese, everything off-brand. It's just going to be simple, nice, cheap, and simple. Keep your muscles nice and strong for working and getting exploited. Anyways, so that's why the lunch break sandwich is the way it is. It's meant to be cheap. It's meant to be a household sandwich. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. I'm very excited because if you look to my left, you're right. Check that out. I got myself a nice little mic stand for when I'm eating and munching. Tastes exactly like I wanted it to. First bite. Going in. It looks a little sloppy, but man. Look at that cross section. Is it focusing? I can't tell from back here. Is that focusing, chat? Chat, is this real? That is all I desire in life right there. Now, I did have a little bit of a debate on the cheese. I went with Munster cheese, but I was thinking it was between that and provolone. But I ended up going with Munster cheese. I really like Munster cheese. I think the mild flavor of it with the right next to the mustard is good. Provolone's pretty mild. Mild, I guess, too. I don't know. Do I look like a cheese expert to you? Don't answer that. I know a lot of people do Doritos on their sandwiches. I really like Cheetos on mine. Oh, the jalapeno Cheetos, too. Oh, my goodness. Those are so good. I need to build myself a little table in here.
Trigger warning. Some viewers, such as podcasters, finance bros, and people who put entrepreneur in their Instagram bio, might find this next clip disturbing.
So I obviously like to shit on podcasts a lot. There are good podcasts. But for the most part, there's not good podcasts. There are more bad podcasts than there are good podcasts. And I will stand by that. Recently, there's been all those Disney stars, like old child Disney and Nickelodeon stars making podcasts about their shows. And it kind of irks me because they talk about it in a way of like it was some, I don't know, like their shows were like Breaking Bad or something. Your shows had laugh tracks and were for children. There's no deeper meaning. Let's be real. It's not Adventure Time. But then you've got podcasts like the It's Always Sunny podcast, where, first of all, they're still making their show. Each podcast is they talk about an episode, talk about the behind the scenes of making it, not just like, we almost had a spin-off, but then it was canceled. Or, I think it would have been cool to kind of go this direction. Man, your show was made for 9-year-olds. There's no deeper meaning. You don't have to try and make it deeper than it is. It just seems like a cash grab. It's like, let's talk into microphones because we used to be famous and make money off of it. But who's watching those? Do people watch those podcasts? I guess they have to. If they're still going, somebody's watching them. The worst podcasts of all are the Finance Bros podcasts. People who are entrepreneurs and they're always trying to give like financial tips, but yet are still completely detached from reality. They're just trust fund babies that think that they're smart with money. Their podcasts are like parodies of themselves. Like, you don't even have to make fun of it because they pretty much just are making fun of themselves without realizing it. It's people like that watch Wolf of Wall Street once, and then that just becomes their entire personality. If your personality is just hustling and grinding and always thinking you have little just like tidbits of knowledge to tell people, go use all that money that you make and get a new personality. If you've noticed, you might be like, Zane, you're not in your work clothes. You would be correct. Congratulations. I am not working today. This is my weekend, so I'm sitting in a Walmart parking lot filming this. But I really felt like filming today, so I'm still eating lunch with you. It's still my lunch break, just not my lunch break from work. My lunch break from life. Whoa, yeah. What's going on in here, brother? Yeah, I'm just practicing for my American Idol audition. You wanna hear? Let me get a little sneak preview. Whoa, yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe you could try something a little more. Whoa, yeah. Okay, maybe something a little more like. Yeah, whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that might be a little too long. Might be a little too long. Maybe try something a little shorter. A little bit. Okay, I could do something a little shorter, like. Okay, too short. Maybe you could do like a nice middle ground, maybe a little in between, like. Yeah. Maybe a little less like yas and woes and oohs. Maybe just more. Okay, yeah, I could cut out like the oohs and woes and do like just a hum thing. I could be like. Okay. Yeah. Like. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Sorry, I almost threw a yeah in there. That's embarrassing. Do a combo of all of them. You should try a combo. Yeah, maybe just something like. Oh yeah, whoa. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That is it. You think they're gonna like that? I've been thinking a lot recently about what my last meal would be. Like if I was on death row. And I guess there's different answers depending on do I get one, like am I choosing one thing or do I get as many things as I want? If it's one thing, I know 100%, hands down, deli pesto and homemade root beer from Yellow Deli. Hands down, easiest answer in my life. If I get one like actual one meal, one thing, it's that. If you don't know what the Yellow Deli is, it's a cult restaurant, but my God, do they make the best food on the planet. There's a documentary about them. Hold on. Go look up the 12 Tribes streaming. I don't know. It's a documentary about the Yellow Deli people, but I don't know if it's a show on like cults and they're an episode of it or if it's like a movie for them. Either way, look up 12 Tribes streaming if you want to know about the Yellow Deli. I don't care what they are. Their food is so good. Now, if I got multiple things, obviously that would be one of them. Gotta have a hot dog in there. I would probably say chili dog with mustard. I think just a classic cheese pizza from somewhere easy. Nothing crazy. Not Little Caesars. Little Caesars. Maybe like Papa John's. I would be okay with that. I would probably prefer like a different pizza place, but Papa John's cheese pizza, I'd be 100% okay with that. Stuffed crust also. Then from there, probably like. Okay, just make sure it's recording from the right mic. Now, then I guess the next question would be courses. Like if I got last meal and it was like breakfast, lunch, dinner. Breakfast, if I'm being real, probably Waffle House, chocolate chip waffle with hash browns and an egg over medium and toast. That's a good last meal breakfast, right? Lunch, I want to say something different than the deli pesto, but that's just unrealistic. Lunch would be the deli pesto with the root beer, and then for dinner I would have a big 143-ounce filet mignon with some sort of like blue cheese, garlic, butter topping. A loaded baked potato. How about a surf and turf deal? So I do that with crab legs. I get some crab legs. Is that allowed? Is that too much? It's my last meal. I can do whatever the I want. If someone was like, "What do you want for your last meal?" and I was like, "This is what I want," and they were like, "No," I'd be like, "You. This is my last meal. You're gonna get me what I want." What about dessert though? Dessert would be something simple, maybe like chocolate cake. I've never had caviar, but I feel like that's something I should probably have. That way, I mean, it's expensive, so it's got to be cool, right? Or is that just one of those things that rich people eat and it's expensive because they're rich? And they're like, we want this to be cool and exclusive, so we're going to make it expensive. Either way, I would have that. This is a loaded question. Why did you ask me this? Scratch everything I said. I need to think about this more. Anyways, we've got another movie review from Dylan. Dylan, what you got for us today?
Today I've got Barbie, which is a fantastic movie that I think is for everyone, except for Ben Shapiro, who can't please his wife. Back to you, Zane.
Good review. I like that. I haven't seen Barbie yet, but I want to this weekend. So, thank you. That pushed me over the edge. Now I'm going to watch it. Track of the week. This week we've got End of Ways by Elliot Fulham. This kid is incredible. He's 18 years old, I believe, makes some fantastic music, makes some great videos as well. A lot of people call that man a young Nardwar, and I believe that's very accurate. This song just came out, and he also released a music video with it, too. So go check that out. He released an EP last year. Wait, what year are we in? He released an EP either a few months ago or last year. Fantastic. Go listen to that, too, while you're at it. Elliot, keep it up, my man. For dessert today, I've got just a classic Swiss roll. Lil Debbie Swiss roll. I figured this really fit the theme of the simplistic sandwich that we had. They're advertising something about Dollywood on here. Enter to win. Okay, next episode, I want to do some Would You Rather questions. So please, down in the comment, leave me some wild would you rathers. I don't want your basic, like, would you rather have Cheeto fingers for the rest of your life or never be able to wipe your I want some original would you rather questions. That's what I'm looking for. Well, I think that about does it for today. Thank you for eating lunch with me. It's been a pleasure, as always. Hope you enjoyed your lunch. Happy lunch break. We'll see you next time. And by we, I mean me. And by me, I mean I won't see you, but you'll see me.